This video is all about pushing education for delivery. So the second stage of labor is the pushing stage. That is what we're going to talk about here. So let me bring my whiteboard up so maybe you can see it a little bit better in the video. So we're going to talk about the difference between Valsalva, which is breath holding to push, versus open glottis pushing or open mouth breathing when pushing. So with a Valsalva, you're basically holding your breath, bearing down, pushing as hard as you can. Sometimes it's called purple pushing. So basically you'd be directed to take an inhale and then hold your breath and push as hard as you can in whatever position you are pushing in during delivery. Open glottis pushing or open mouth breathing during pushing is when we would take a deep inhale through your nose. So if you feel a contraction coming, you're getting ready to push. Then you exhale through an open mouth. So open glottis means your throat is open. You're going or whatever feels comfortable in terms of making a sound or anything like that. But your mouth is open so that your throat is open. As you exhale, you are engaging your deep abs. So you would think of drawing your lower belly inwards, hugging baby close to you. Okay, so you're engaging your deep abs. That's going to help you push. So your uterus is actually pushing baby out. And then but those deep abs help. They help facilitate the uterus and the contraction to help baby pass through. And then at the same time as you're engaging your deep abs, you are gently bulging the pelvic floor downwards. And basically this means you are relaxing the pelvic floor, letting those muscles open and release. So during the pushing stage, we want the pelvic floor muscles to let go. They need to get out of the way, release their tension so that your baby can come down through the birth canal in a good position and welcome to the world. So basically, a deep inhale, exhale through open mouth, engage your deep abs as you're gently bulging the pelvic floor downwards, okay? So what I recommend doing during pregnancy to practice this technique, one, you can practice this during a bowel movement, which is a great time. Have your feet elevated on a stool or a couple books or a squatty potty if you have one, so that your knees are higher than your hips. Good deep inhale, exhale through an open mouth, long and slow. Practice hugging baby in towards your spine to engage those deep abs as you gently relax the pelvic floor, okay? Practice that during bowel movements to help just learn that pattern. It's a great way to do it every single day when you're practicing. And then also what we're gonna go through is some different positions that you might choose during labor to push in. So you don't have to push on your back, even if you have an epidural. You don't have to push on your back. That is an option if that's something that's comfortable for you. I'm gonna show you a tip first. So with that, if you're uncomfortable, you can always elevate. So I have this little kind of bolster here. You can always elevate your trunk, put a decent amount of pillows. If you have a bolster like this. Then one tip, if you are pushing on your back, is we want your sacrum to be able to move. So your sacrum is where your tailbone is and it attaches to your pelvis. So if you put a rolled up towel on one side of your low back, it shifts your body to one side. So let's say you are pushing on your back, it shifts your body to one side, which frees up your sacrum. And that allows baby to continue to move and get into a good position and set your body and your pelvic floor and your pelvis up for success. So another tip that we'll go through in all the different positions for pushing is when it comes time to push, we want to open the pelvis in a certain way. So we want to open the pelvic outlet. That's where baby crowns and comes out. And to do that, you want your knees in and your feet out. So it's counterintuitive than what you might think. But we'll try it in a different position, and I think you'll be able to feel the difference and why this could be beneficial. So you might need help from your support person, your spouse, or a doula if you have one, to hold your knees and help you bring your knees in and feet wide, okay? So that's gonna open up the pelvic outlet for baby to pass through, okay? So again, in this position, you're just practicing. So maybe spend time, maybe do 3 to 4 pushes, just practicing. So you're gonna do that good deep inhale. Exhale, gently contract the lower abs as you gently bulge the pelvic floor down. So here, you can hold here, and then during labor and delivery, you're gonna have some help. So make sure that you practice. You can maybe even have your partner help you, so that way you can get used to doing this together and have support and be able to have some support through this as you're practicing preparing for labor and delivery. So same thing again, inhale, exhale, draw baby inwards towards your spine as you gently bulge the pelvic floor down. So you can think of relaxing the pelvic floor, think of the pelvic floor muscles as a flower, and you're letting them kind of blossom open as they descend down as you contract your lower abs. So it's kind of counterintuitive, but the more you practice this, the more you should feel natural doing it. And so another tip can be thinking of pushing a tampon out. So that can actually be really, really helpful cue during pushing. So you can practice this actually during pregnancy by inserting a clean finger into the vaginal opening, and think of, as you exhale, contract your lower abs and push your finger out. Okay, so that will help you learn how to gently bulge the pelvic floor downwards, so that you can use that technique during delivery. Okay, so that's another tip. So that's something you can practice. Again, you're just inserting a clean finger. It's just for feedback, so that you can feel what that feels like in terms of letting those muscles go while also contracting your abs to help push baby. Okay, so hands and knees is another great option. This is definitely an option if you have not had an epidural. If you have had an epidural and you're able to get into this position with little assistance, then it's a good position. However, if you need them to physically lift you, then it's probably not safe for you to be in. But anyways, like I was talking about before, knees in, feet wide. So if you can feel that difference, if you can kind of feel your sit bone here on your butt bone, and then bring your feet wide, and you should feel these sit bones spread apart. So that is opening the pelvic outlet where baby is gonna crown and come out. So, during labor and delivery, you might be able to support yourself on your hands. Maybe you have an exercise ball here, or maybe a bunch of pillows, and you're more like this when you're pushing. But again, same thing here. Good deep inhale through your nose. Send that breath down and out. So inhale down and out into your abdomen and your pelvic floor. Exhale, hug baby in while you gently bulge the pelvic floor downward. Okay, so you're pushing, you're going inhale, exhale. Okay, and there I was drawing in my lower belly, activating my deep abs as I gently bulge my pelvic floor downwards. Okay, so those are two positions that you can try. Another one you might try is maybe side lying. You can have some pillows between your knees if you're at a hospital or birthing center, or if you have a midwife, if you're even doing a home birth or something like that. A peanut ball is great, and that can actually help you be in this position too, where your knees are in and your feet are wide, or you can have a partner help you if you're gonna push on your side. Side lying is a great option to free up your sacrum, especially if you've had an epidural. And so you can have somebody help you hold that leg as you're pushing so that your knee is in and your foot is out. That can help, again, open up that pelvic outlet. So same thing here, inhale, release, and expand it in through your abdomen, your pelvic floor. So inhale, down and out. Exhale, draw lower belly inward as you gently bulge your pelvic floor downwards and let those muscles go, okay? So again, maybe practice 3 to 4 pushes in each position just to get you familiar and have your body feel what that feels like. So this is open mouth, open glottis pushing that we've been practicing here. You might be directed to do Valsalva and purple pushing and holding your breath, and sometimes it might be beneficial to do a combination of both. If you're getting fatigued, or if you can't feel anything, if you've had an epidural and it's pretty strong, you're not able to feel anything, then you might have to use both techniques. But the goal here is practicing this during pregnancy so that your body just learns what it's supposed to do, and that technique and contracting your abs and relaxing the pelvic floor is kind of ingrained as a motor pattern. So no matter what happens during delivery, your body is prepared and knows what to do. So if you have any questions about this, please let me know. I am happy to help. And again, there are more positions as well. A deep squat might be one, or you can sometimes leaning over an exercise ball, things like that. So I'm always happy to talk through other potential positions that you might want to use during labor.